for example, when I first started the business, I'd be like, ooh, 4 emails. Okay, cool. I'm like, that's kind of exciting. I've got to sit down and respond to these 4 people. Like, they need an answer from me. You know, I have to type it out. Now I'll wake up to like 250 emails. I'm like, but I zeroed out at 8 p.m. So how the fuck is this? I'm just like, this is so overwhelming. Because I'm in it every day, people are like, oh, you blew up this. And I'm like, did I? But if you look at the statistics or like the growth of the actual business, I'm like, wow, that kind of slayed. I think from an investment perspective, I was having some financial meetings and they're like, you do realize like this isn't normal. Like you've really done well.
Welcome back to OK Sister.
No.
I wanted to see how long I could go. My lung capacity.
Okay, well, your lung, you probably could have gone longer.
I could have definitely. I was a singer.
I know. I have been telling you to try out for The Voice and be an actual singer for like so long.
Try out for The Voice?
I just want you to do it so I could go.
I have been contemplating.
Oh, I'm Scout. Did you say your name?
I think so. Hi, I'm Mads.
Okay.
We had our first meeting with our wedding planner.
I
am giddy. I am
so excited.
This is, I'm meant for this shit. Like,
I mean, who isn't?
A lot of people. What do you mean?
Really?
People hate wedding planning. This is
I loved wedding planning.
I cannot. It's every free moment of my day is Pinterest, is research, is this. Like, I am on cloud 9 with this process. Oh, it's fantastic. Like
that's why I liked a long engagement, because I had so much fun planning the wedding.
Planning it, I know. I go back and forth. I'm like, I want it to be tomorrow. Like, I just want it to happen. But yeah, the anticipation is really fun.
Yeah.
And like thinking up and dreaming up the vision and everything.
It's going to be here so fast.
I know. Yeah, it's going to be quick. But I was contemplating, well, maybe I shouldn't say it.
Well,
because it might be a surprise.
Oh, for me? I might be surprised?
Yeah.
Oh.
I was thinking about what if I sang at my wedding, but then I was like, no. But that, okay,
you can't do it. I can't do it
because I'll be too nervous. I don't want to be nervous. Whatever. But I did have.
Why didn't you sing at my wedding? Is the fucking question.
For the same reason, which.
Yeah, but that was like so mean of you.
Well. Anyways, because I had a vision. I had a very, very clear.
What song was it going to be? Hero.
Well, what? Wait, why? Why? What the fuck?
What was it?
What is that?
I think that
I could be your hero, baby.
Oh, is it Enrique Iglesias? I can be your hero, baby.
Of course you
I
think of it.
I can kiss away your pain.
Enrique Iglesias song. No. The song that I would only sing at any wedding or any moment is it's the Adele song, but it's the Bob Dylan song that she.
Okay, so what's the Bob Dylan song?
Make me love you. Make you feel my love.
Oh, to make you feel my love.
Yes.
So that's a Bob Dylan song?
Yes. And she covers it in her first album, and Ben loves Adele.
What?
He went to Vegas to see Adele.
I have not heard this fact about him.
Oh, he loves Adele.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyways, I had a vision of me singing at my wedding, and then I was like, no, we can't do it because I'll be too nervous. So scrap that.
Yeah.
But it was a nice idea.
You know that sometimes I drive and I think about, I do a lot of daydreaming when I drive, and I usually end up crying because I'm in some crazy daydream. One of the daydreams that I go back to a lot is that I win an award. I don't know what the award is for, but I win it. And as I go up, you surprise and you sing at the award show ceremony before I accept my award. And
I wonder what
I just start crying hysterically.
The thing is, Ben has never heard me sing.
That is so, it's honestly, you know how you are robbing the world of so much. Because you are, without a doubt, one of the most amazing singers.
No, I'm not.
No. You are on par, if you were trained and kept going, you could be on par with a Kelly Clarkson.
No, okay, thank you. That's very sweet.
Absolutely, 150%. I dream of the day that you decide to actually share your gifts with the world and get on stage and sing.
But what stage? Where would I go? What stage?
I will make you a fucking stage. I will throw an event. I will do something. I will win an award. I don't know.
What is this award?
I have a couple daydreams that I cycle through.
I could tell.
Also, I really wanted to surprise you with the Jonas Brothers at your wedding. That's also been a daydream of mine for years. I looked it up. It's like $1 million. It's $1 million.
Okay, first of all, I would not want the Jonas Brothers at my wedding.
You wouldn't want them to sing the roller coaster at your wedding?
I would love roller coaster.
That's the whole thing. I was going to do this whole speech. Wait, I've daydreamed about it so many times. I would do this speech, and then at the end, I would say, so I really thought about how to end this speech because
here are the Jonas Brothers.
Because, I feel like it was fun when we were young and now we're older, but I just don't feel like I have the right words to talk about the roller coaster that we've been on.
Oh, Jesus.
So I've called up my friends.
I have some friends.
I have some friends. Nick, Joe, and Kevin. Are you around? And they come on. And you lose your mind. And look, I have dreamt of that so many times.
I think
I don't have $1 million.
Yeah. I've told you many a time that I would love the Gypsy Kings to come to my wedding.
Okay. That's potentially more affordable, I'm sure.
I think it would probably be like 800,000 rather than $1 million. So
we're getting closer.
Start saving up. But my friend, her and her soon-to-be husband, they like bonded over the Jonas Brothers. Like that was like the Hinge prompt. Like they're obsessed with the Jonas Brothers.
Okay.
And he has been posting every single day, being like, day one of trying to get my Jonas Brothers to come to my wedding. Day two,
wow.
It's been hundreds of days. And he made like a compilation. He's like, please, everyone comment in the thing. So if they don't show up to that wedding, like let them have that wedding. They actually need the Jonas Brothers there.
Wow. I was not going to go to that.
Because that's the extreme you need to go. Because you need to make it like a viral moment. And then they'll come and maybe they'll give a discount at that rate. Because it's a viral moment.
I'm not good at viral moments.
You're not good at viral moments. We never have been.
What time is it? Okay, we got to wrap it up.
Yeah, you've never been good at viral moments. So
I just really struggle with the fact that I'm not made for TikTok. It keeps me up at night.
It's one of your other daydreams?
No, it's more of a nightmare of like, do you think there's a world? Let me ask this to you real quick.
Okay.
Do you think there is a world where I am successful on TikTok? Or like, do you think I have the potential in me? Okay. Already yawning at the prospect.
Yeah. Look, I'm fucking sick and tired of you like debating whether you are or aren't. It just like either stick to it or try. Okay,
I'm sticking to it, but just not in my head. Like I look at Maggie Sellers, I'm like, God damn it.
I look at Maggie Sellers.
I want to be Maggie Sellers.
Listen, I look at Maggie Sellers and I'm like, God damn it. Like,
how is she so good at TikTok?
Some people, it's just it's like a natural instinct. Like sometimes it comes naturally to me. Sometimes I'm like, oh wait, yeah, I'm filming a day in the life. Right, I forgot about that. Like it's like way too much. Like you have to think about it.
Yeah, when it doesn't come naturally to me.
When it comes natural, those people are very lucky and they deserve it. Okay. All right, let's go into this episode. Oh my fucking God.
Oh my God. Hi.
Oh my God.
Hi.
Hello. Look at my. If you guys didn't see our stunning earrings, we had
Pia Mance from Heaven Mayhem on.
The glorious Pia Mance. Like
she's everything I thought she would be.
She's melodic.
Oh.
She said that she sometimes insecure about her accent. I was like, no, I could listen to you.
It is
literally read a book. Like read me a bedtime story. Like she's so fantastic. I love her sense of humor and her personality. It just feels like the way she approaches business, honestly, is pretty
it feels
it's an expander for me.
It feels like obviously she works very hard, but there's an effortless to it.
There's a lightness. There's a silliness. There's it's not too serious. I love it. It's fun. Like that is the energy I've kind of lost a little bit, and I want to pick that back up.
Yeah, that's a good intention for us.
You know?
Let's set that intention.
It's just this like, I'm fucking here. I'm doing it, and I love it.
Yeah,
that's it.
That's what I would like to do with review as well, is to have that energy involved.
Yeah, it really radiated in this episode, and I think it's going to inspire all of you.
I love
sisters.
it. Well, sisters, welcome the beautiful, the creative, the talented Pia Mance to the pod.
Welcome, Pia.
Thanks.
Pia, this is now Pia's pod.
Perfect.
Oh my gosh! Wow, what a little pun you just did, Matt.
I mean, look, it's Pia's
Isn't it
pod.
a cute name, like Pia's pod?
Oh, it's the cutest.
But I will say, someone else had it first. But she's changed her podcast name. I have to say that.
Wait.
Oh, Pia Baroncini.
Yes.
That was her original podcast name.
Oh my God. Wait, so then did you come on the scene after?
Yeah. She changed it. But I always wanted to have a podcast, and it just really works, like having a guest, like two peas in a pod, Pia's pod. Like, it makes a lot of sense.
It's perfect. Yeah.
And then I messaged her and I was like, hey, like, I know you don't use it anymore.
Like, can I use
Like,
it?
I've always wanted it. And she was like, yeah, I guess. Like, she was like, I mean, sure. Like, I'm not using it.
Fabulous.
She was like, it's not like mine to give. Like, there might be legal requirements and this and this. I was like, don't worry, it's chill.
Don't worry, it's a podcast. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Okay, wait, before we get into you, how's Stagecoach?
It was good, but it was so fun. It's just, I'm not like a country music girl.
Okay, yeah.
So I don't know any of the songs.
Same.
So
but
I
the
left.
vibes were fun.
The vibes
I was there,
the
yeah.
vibes were high. My feet fucking killed.
Right. Have
Don't
you
know
ever
if I
been to
can swear.
Coachella?
Yeah, I've been to Coachella, and every single year I refuse to wear sneakers because cowboy boots is the vibe.
Totally.
But I was just and by Sunday, me and my husband were like, let's go, let's beat the traffic on Monday. Like, we got a busy week.
Yeah.
Blah, blah. And then we regretted it. We should have stayed. Next year, Coachella, I'll tell you my plan.
Okay, great.
I'm going with like a big group of people. We're staying near the festival. We're going to all pull a big budget, start saving now because we're getting a chef. Like, we're getting everything.
We're getting a chef. I love that.
to.
It's a
Like,
great
you have to.
idea.
Because you get home and you're like, I'm starved. What can I have? Another packet of chips? Like,
Right,
no.
totally.
And then we're going to stay on the Monday after Coachella. We're going to check into a hotel because it gives me anxiety driving home on the Monday. Like, I know I've got to get back. Everyone's getting back. I'm hungover as fuck. Like,
It's like
no.
Sunday scaries, but times a million.
Times a million. So you stay in Palm Springs for the Monday night, stay in a lovely hotel, massage, get over your hangover, and then go home Tuesday. I've planned it out.
The move. Why haven't you been doing that, Maddie?
You know, I'm doing it wrong.
You're doing it
Is
wrong.
what
I've been
I'm
doing it wrong
learning.
too, but after 3 years I've learned. And
Yes.
this next year's be my 4th year, and that's what we'll do.
Okay, I'm going to
Wow.
copy the blueprint.
I will
and-
meet you on Monday
Yeah.
for the
Scout
Monday
just comes for the
massage.
Monday.
You're not the festival girl.
I'm not the festival girl. I
No.
don't go. I can't do it. But the Monday,
Yeah, the
I
Monday,
will meet her there for
perfect.
like
We'll
a
go to
massage pool.
We'll do
vibe.
a Parker.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I'm thinking.
Yeah.
So Scout got married at the Parker, and we
wow.
did a massage. We basically did that the day after her wedding. We did
Perfect.
a massage day.
I don't know if did I do that?
Oh, I was at the spa.
Wait.
I was like, I'm gonna be on such a come down for my sister's wedding. Like,
My
I need a
sister showed up
massage.
to my wedding. Let me just preface this.
I need, like, when was this?
It was 2018, so 6 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Stunning.
Yeah, and Mads showed up looking the best she's ever looked.
Oh,
she
that's annoying.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I looked amazing.
Her wedding is coming up next year, and she better watch her fucking back.
Where are you getting married?
in Santa Barbara.
Oh, stunning.
Yeah.
I've still not been.
Oh my God, you need
you
to
have
go.
to go.
Such
I
an it's an
know.
easy 2-hour little quick trip.
Hun, I know. I just
You need to do like a Montecito moment. You need to get your Nancy Myers
stay at the
vibes.
Rosewood.
Oh, sure.
I just, no, the thing
Just
is,
ball
the
out.
reason
Let's
I
do
haven't-
it.
That's why I haven't been, because I'm like, I'm sorry,
That's
I'm
the only-
not paying for this.
Yeah.
Every
wait.
time I go online to book it,
You
I'm like, I'm sorry, I
understand?
can't
You
book
understand?
that.
There's other hotels.
Is there?
No, okay, no. Wait a minute. I have never related to anything more than what you just said. I have so many unlived experiences because the only way I want to do it is if I ball out or
Sure,
do something
sure.
really nice. So I won't go
That's how-
until I can ball out,
Yeah.
and therefore I'm just not going.
That's how Ben feels about Napa. For some reason,
Yeah.
he thinks
Like,
that
I wanna
we
go to
need to
Aspen.
like obviously I want to stay in a nice hotel, but he thinks that like we literally have to spend $3,000 a night
Yes.
to experience Napa. I was like, okay, there has to be something. So we
Another option.
never gone to Napa.
My friend asked me what I do for fun, and I'm like, I mean, the things I do for fun are in my head, and I haven't purchased it yet. So I'm in a weird stage in my life where that
things I
feels
do
like
for
that's like my identity. I feel like I haven't done that because
Of
I want to ball out and I don't want to do it.
But it's coming.
the only thing with
it'll
bowling
happen.
out on the hotel is I get like guilty for then doing other things. I'm like, fuck, we really shouldn't be exploring.
Right, because
when
we
we're-
should maximize the hotel.
Yeah, we should stay in the hotel.
But
So
for me,
something-
the
yeah, like-
hotel
That's the way I
is
travel.
the focal
Yeah,
point.
same.
Yes.
Like,
Same.
For example, if I go to what's it called again? Oh yeah, Santa Barbara. If I go there, I will go to the Rosewood and never leave because I'll be at the beach and I'll stay there all day.
Exactly.
Whereas if I was going to like Milan, I don't really care where I stay because I'm going to be out and about in the city.
Sure.
Sure.
Got it?
Yes. This is
got it.
how I travel
I don't need
too.
to stay at the Ritz in Paris.
Yes,
No way.
Same.
Get me an Airbnb.
Get
I don't
me
care.
an Airbnb.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm unlocking up. I didn't realize.
Aligned?
It's
Yes.
city. It's
Perfect.
city versus the like vacation
luxury.
Luxury.
Like I'm going to Tulum and I'm balling out on a suite with a plunge pool inside because I'm not leaving the hotel when I get
we don't
to
leave.
Tulum.
Oh, the only thing I have about the plunge pools in hotels.
I've never had one. Please illuminate. Tell me what to experience.
I've never had one either, except I see them. You know, when like you go to a big hotel and you walk past the rooms, you see the rooms with the pools. You're like, oh, that looks so nice. I have noticed because it's a smallish room and there's rooms on top of it and next to it, they don't get sun all day. So you don't really want to lie by your little plunge all day because the sun moves around. Whereas if you're at the big pool, you have way more space for sun.
Here's the good part about me. I don't want the sun.
Oh,
I don't want a tan.
Okay, fine.
And it's going to be probably 100% humidity, so I'm happy with a shaded
you'll
plunge
still
pool.
be hot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, perfect.
All right, so problem solved. I know. I'm going to Mallorca, and literally the only like all I care about is the hotels.
Yeah.
That's the focal point.
Yeah.
And yes, we'll go and explore, and we'll obviously go to the beach. But like, I want to sit
Yeah.
in the gorgeous space
Yeah.
Yeah.
and luxuriate.
Wait, are you going for your honeymoon? No. You're just going.
No, just going 30th birthday.
Oh.
There's like so much. This is the thing. Like we're having the wedding, right? So it's like I don't want to do something huge for my birthday, as in like a birthday party. But I was like,
Thank you. Just thank you. I think I'd fall over.
Oh,
too
you're
much.
done.
There's too much. Also, I have my bachelorette coming up, so it's just like it's too many.
Too much me.
Too much me. So I was like,
I have to
me
buy a
and
ball
my
gown for the
fiance,
wedding.
You're not wearing a ball gown
Wearing a
to
ball
this
gown.
summer wedding.
I understand.
I'm wearing a ball gown. It's going to be black. Okay, keep going.
Okay, anyways, but yeah, so Mallorca is 30th.
Where are you
birthday
going
gift
for
to
your
myself.
honeymoon?
Yeah.
So that I don't know.
Oh, wow.
That's not planned.
We'll do something like the week after. That's probably more local. I want to go to my favorite. Talk about like Rosewood, Miramar. Like that. My version of that is Post Ranch Inn, which is in Big Sur.
Oh.
And it is
Never heard of
this-
it. I'll add it to the list.
Oh, you got added to list.
Wait, you're going to go on like a staycation honeymoon before the big honeymoon?
Yeah, we'll probably do like a bigger honeymoon.
Oh, no.
Why?
What?
A lot of my friends
You
have
didn't
done
even
that.
do anything.
What are you talking about? The day after my wedding, I left for Tulum for 2 weeks.
Oh no, that's
I
what.
highly recommend the day after.
No. The day after, we're gonna go to Big Sur and do the whole week,
And then you're going on another one.
and then we'll go on a more European extravaganza.
Why wouldn't you just do it right after?
I don't know. It feels like too much.
Oh my God. It was the best for
I
me.
see
When
the
did you
pros
get
and
married?
cons.
Yeah.
I got married in 2020. So
Oh,
this
wow.
year we'll be 4 years married in October.
Did you do honeymoon or no?
No honeymoon, no
COVID?
wedding, no bachelorette, no nice dress, no friggin' anything.
Oh
So
my
are you going to do it again or no?
No, I just missed out on everything. He's reminded every day, but I don't really care that happened.
Wait, so did you do a honeymoon at all or no?
No.
Oh,
He
you should at least go on a
He
honeymoon.
says your life is a honeymoon.
Well, honestly,
It is true.
That's great. Yeah, I like that philosophy.
I would like to differ because I heard your schedule on a podcast. I don't think your life is a honeymoon right now, which actually transitions us to what we wanted to
beautiful
talk about.
transition.
Sorry, I just
Scout.
picked that up. This is actually what I wanted to talk to you about because
Perfect.
let's do a quick rewind. And let me tell you a personal story about Heaven Mayhem for me.
Oh,
yes, this
I'll
is
sit
great.
back.
So I don't know where I found it on Instagram, as most of us do, find your jewelry. And I found it during a point in my life where I have a 1.5-year-old little girl. And it's a big transition when you have a baby because you have a lot of other expenses now added to the list, like nannies and diapers, etc. And so for a couple months, I was just very overwhelmed. And I was like, I'm not spending money on myself. Like, I'm not buying anything I don't need. I'm not buying clothes. I'm not buying jewelry. I'm not buying extra skincare, etc. But then I saw the Heaven Mayhem earring.
And you're like,
This-
that rule goes out the window.
No, I held on for 2 months.
Oh my
I
gosh.
looked at your earring once a week. I'm not kidding. It was on my dream product list. I looked at it. I texted my friends, which one should I get? As if I'm fucking spending $10,000, people, okay? But it was just the principle that I told myself that I was not going to be spending things, that I really wanted to stick true to my word. But Black Friday came around and I said, fuck it, I'm going in for the kill. And I have worn your earrings.
The silver ones? The silver tabbies?
Yes, 3 times a week since then. I never thought I was an earring girly, but here we are. And so in the spirit of not giving your whole backstory, I want to talk about the fact that this brand has obviously catapulted to insane lengths within a year.
Yeah.
Within a
Wild.
year, basically. It's been around for 2 years. It's really kind of, exploded in the last year. Hailey Bieber's wearing it. It's a big deal at this point. And I'm listening to you talk on podcasts and you're talking about your routine and you really are in a super big season of your life, a busy season.
Yes, busy.
And so we wanted to talk a little bit about how has that transition been, because it feels like a rocket ship and you're so laser focused, but what does it mean to you to be in this busy season right now?
I think I'm like definitely in this busy season. Like I feel it. I'm like, oh my God, it doesn't end. I'll hire someone else and I'll be like, perfect. That's a weight off my shoulders. No, like it just
Other stuff comes up.
Other stuff comes in, but it's like all good things and all progressing in the right direction. But I think I've always been a busy person, like quote, a busy person. Like even when I was modeling and like doing nothing else, I was then also studying online and also helping out my husband's brand, doing all their PR and also like helping his mum do this and helping work for his mum. Just like I'll always do something. I'll always be busy. I'm never like, oh, it's 4 p.m. I've finished. I'll just relax. Like it's just never been me. So I think me being busy, I'm like, I thrive. Like this week's probably one of the busiest weeks I've had in a couple of weeks. And I'm like, let's go. Like this will be the best week ever. Whereas last week I was just getting a lot done and I'm like, boring. Like give me the chaos. I really slay in the chaos.
Okay, so that's really good to know. And I feel like that would make sense for where you're at in your life right now. So what are some grounding routine tips or mindset tips that you use? Because I love a busy moment too, but there are times when it gets too busy that you get a little overwhelmed.
Yes.
Yeah, how do you not veer into the burnout, overwhelmed territory?
Yeah.
Okay. I think two, 3 ways. One, I am so obsessed with my life of Heaven Mayhem and like the brand and just everything about it that it doesn't really feel like work. So I would love to do it all day, every day. There have been instances like this week, I had to do this stupid fucking tech thing. And I'm like, this is taking me hours. I said to my new hire, I was like, I'm sorry, this is the worst fucking job I've ever done. Like, can you do it? And she was like, the reason you're finding it so hard is because you don't like it. And I was like, yeah. And that's what I was like, wow, that must be what it feels like to not like what you do. And just like, it's so fucking
then you
boring.
get miserable. Yeah.
So I think because I love what I do, I don't think I can burn out, hopefully. But I'm so aware of burnout. Like I hear it all the time on podcasts, like, oh, I made $100 million. And then I was like in the hospital. Like that will not be me. Like I think I don't know if I could get burnt out, but I do think I could run myself into the ground and get sick, for example, like overtired and just like chronic fatigue vibes. I'm like, that won't be me. So I just try and be healthy. I see a naturopath. I have the same thing for like breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day. Just have these things that I do every single day. I work out every day. I'll do a sauna most like every 3 to 4 times a week. I try and go for a lot of walks. I'll do like walk catch-ups with friends. I don't drink much. Me and my husband go to bed really early. We're on like the same schedule. So it's not as if he's out every night and I'm like the boring one at home. Like we do the same thing. And I try and journal. I used to journal so much more and I feel like I was a happier person, but I'm actually pretty happy without journaling too. So maybe I could even increase the happiness. But that's what I do to, I guess, stay grounded. Like I have those non-negotiables, I guess, that I do every day. But
it's more about
pretty chaotic.
Yeah, but it's not. I like that you're like, I'm just not gonna get sick. Like
No.
that's the focal point of like all these routines and practices you have. What's the biggest difference from when you first started the business to where it is right now? Like, what is that like?
You mean like day to day?
Sure.
I mean, when I first started the business, I would like get my nails done, see a friend, go to Pilates, come home, do a few emails. Like for example, when I first started the business, I'd be like, ooh, 4 emails. Okay, cool. Like I'm like, that's kind of exciting. I've got to sit down and respond to these 4 people. Like they need an answer from me. You know, I have to type it out. Now I'll wake up to like 250 emails. I'm like, but I zeroed out at 8 p.m. So how the fuck is this? I'm just like, this is so overwhelming. So I just think like the busyness and also because I'm in it every day, people are like, oh, you blew up this. And I'm like, did I? But if you look at the statistics or like the growth of the actual business, I'm like, wow, that kind of slayed. Like I think from like an investment perspective, I was having some financial meetings and they're like, you do realize like this isn't normal. Like you've really done well. And I'm like, oh, thank you so much. But like I'm very chill about everything and like make it a joke kind of.
But with product-based businesses, I hear this from my friends who have product-based businesses. Cash flow is so difficult because you have to provide so much. You have to pay for the product before you have the money. And correct me if I'm wrong, but you haven't taken any investment.
No, I haven't.
No. How have you, what are some things that you've learned about product? Because I'm really, really fascinated by product-based businesses. I've never done it. I'm in the service-based industry and obviously the content industry. But when it comes to product, what are things, A, that you're shocked about, that you were like, what the fuck? And B, what are some of the biggest pain points of product?
So with the raising money and stuff and paying for inventory, I started so small. Like I was just finding stuff at flea markets, like even Rose Bowl, like nearby. I was finding stuff, buying it. I started with $900 and I wasn't going to spend more than my $900, which was going towards stock and the website and my Canva subscription. And then everything else I just did myself. So, and then I would buy the cord and hand tie it and that was sold for like $50. So then I'd have however much left, in my bank account, and that grew and grew and grew. And then I had enough money to be able to put it into a purchase order of earrings of like stock. So like I've grown it from the start. I haven't put in the money to buy it, but now it's at the point where it's like, if you want to grow and if you actually want to grow your business, you can't really be out of stock. Like you constantly need to have enough stock so that people can buy it. Like no stock, no sales. It makes total sense. But you have to have enough money to, like you're saying, pay for the stock up front. Well, now I'm trying to negotiate my terms, but like up until now I pay for everything up front. So like it's a huge pain point of being like, okay, I'm going to empty the bank account to pay for this. Then what the fuck if it doesn't sell, would I do?
Yeah.
And will I even then have enough money to pay my employees and like all my other expenses? Like so scary. But yeah, I think I'm trying to figure out the financial stuff now. And a pain point for me is like inventory, finance. That's probably all my pain points.
Do you outsource that or?
Yeah, so now I'm getting some help with that. It's like I have like a freelance person helping me a little bit with my operations, which has been really good. But up until now I haven't needed it. Like I've been small enough that I can be like, okay, I've sold 100, so I'll buy 150. But they're like, okay, if you sold 100 in a week, let's maybe buy 1,000 so you can sell even more, for example. So now I'm getting a little bit of help with it, but I think a good piece of advice is like, you don't need to know all this stuff. Like you'll figure it out as you go. And then what have I been shocked at about products? I think like the time it takes to make it. Like I'll have an idea. I have something coming out in July.
So you design it?
Yeah, I design everything.
Okay.
I design everything. I have something coming out in July, which I started working on in August last year. And like when I thought of it in August, I'm like, holy fuck, this is going to be huge. I'm changing the game and like, let's do it. Like, can we do it in 6 weeks? No, we can't because we've been through so many rounds of sampling. Sampling for this product takes like 12 weeks. So that's like, so, it's just crazy. So I think that's a big misconception. Like you want to do something, it takes a really long time.
Talk to us about your first hires because as you said, it's like you just kind of started this. It was something you loved. Now it's a full-fledged business. Like you have responsibility for people's salaries.
Yes.
So what was that process like hiring those first couple people?
So when I first started, like I said, I'm like, get my nails, shoot some content, do a few emails, whatever. And I was making all the necklaces myself.
Yeah.
So then I decided I'm going to hire an assistant. She can help me with my socials, like taking my content, and she can help me filling the orders. So she would come every Monday and Wednesday for like 5 hours each day. First hour and a half, 2 hours, she would be filling the orders. Like, for example, I remember like I would roughly allow her like an hour and a half to 2 hours to do it because I'm like, okay, every Monday you'll have about 40 orders and every Thursday you'll have about 40 orders-ish, like between 30 to 50. So it's not like crazy. It's like 10 a day-ish. But then that would allow me enough time, like I can then make the necklaces, do some other stuff, and then we'll shoot some content. Then she had to increase to full days, Monday and Thursday. Then she had to increase to full time. Then she was filling the orders Monday to Friday, literally full time. So we had no time to do anything else. And she was hired as my personal assistant, but then it turned into like, she's had like 1,000 roles. She does everything. Then she was doing the custom service while full-time packing. She was working like 10-hour days. And then finally we got a warehouse because I was like, okay, this is a little crazy. So then she moved back into personal assistant, and now she's just like my everything girl. Like she'll be running errands, running to get the printer, help me with content, shoot my personal content, help me pack, like makes my lunch. Like she's just like I just need her in my life. Like couldn't live without her. And then I hired a marketing, my only friend who came to my wedding. She lives in London, and she asked me if I needed some help on socials, and I was like, not really, but like I kind of have this thing where I like really want to encourage people to do things all the time. So I was like, I feel like if I say no, she might be a bit disheartened, and I think it's good for her to like try new things. So I'll just say yes for a bit, but like, you know, it's not going to work. She lives in London. Anyway, end up working really well. She now works full time, and she's doing like socials and marketing. And then I hired an EA 2-3 weeks ago, and she's helping me with everything. And then that's it. That's the team. And then, like I said, I outsource the wholesale. That's like a freelance thing, a couple of hours a week. And we have customer service as well, which I outsource as well.
Oh my God.
So they're freelance. Like they don't work with me.
Okay, so the personal assistant thing is fascinating to me because I think that most founders first hire an executive assistant versus a personal assistant. Tell me, make a case for why we should get personal assistants.
I mean, I don't have the case for it, and sometimes I'm like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm just doing it, and it's working out. So I don't know if it's better or worse or what it is, but she is so helpful in looking after me so that I can look after everything else. Like I'm really good at getting shit done business-wise, but having someone, if you think about it, like if you're cooking dinner, that takes so fucking long, really.
Yeah.
Like going to the shops, thinking of your recipe, blah, blah, blah. It takes so long. Cleaning the house because you have guests coming over, getting a birthday gift for your friend, writing thank you cards for people, like booking your appointments in. That's a full-time job.
Then add a fucking baby.
Yes.
My mental load, I just got exhausted. Thinking about
then
get the diapers, then get
logistics.
It's just like life logistics is so
I call it life
crazy.
admin.
Life admin is really crazy.
Life admin. I'm getting a personal assistant after this. Keep going.
And I think she's just looks after me so that then I can look after the business. And she does help with the business things as well, but she's just, to me, more valuable, like helping with other things. For example, yesterday, I'm going to New York at the end of the week. We did all my outfits. She took a picture of them all. She's going to pack them all. So like when I get there, I'm going to have outfit 1, 2, 3, 4. Everything's organized. She had my itinerary planned for the week, like my car pickup for the airport, the flight, whatever. Everything's just nicely organized. So I don't need to spend 4 hours figuring all of this stuff out alone, and I can do calls and get shit done.
Oh my God. I need this so badly. Like that is so, because I've had an assistant in my business, which does also take a lot of stuff away. But I get so frustrated when I think about the fact that I've done, especially now with a baby, it's just like double the life admin.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And I'm like, wait a minute. Why do I feel like I'm never getting to work? Like, why do I feel like I'm never getting to my work? And then I always feel behind in my work, and I haven't like taken out the 12-month clothes to put it away in the garage because it doesn't fit her anymore. And there's so many things like that. This is actually, okay, wait, really quick side note. Someone had this business before COVID, and I think someone should bring this back. It's people who are freelance personal assistants, and they do like 10 hours per family, or you can buy a package.
Oh, that's so good.
How
my
smart
God.
is that? Because I technically only need like 10 hours, right?
Yeah.
And so if anyone does that, DM me, because I feel like that's such a good business model for people.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that would be great.
Okay. I want to know, I mean, you mentioned like, I don't know what I'm doing, which obviously that's a universal feeling as an entrepreneur. But what I've been thinking a lot about, especially as I'm building my business, is like, how do I know that what I'm doing or what the next step is, or that it's the right next step? Like, and I've been trying to evaluate, like, I just wake up and I do it, but I don't know if it's right or I don't know if it's wrong, but it's just, you just keep going.
Yeah.
So where does that come from, where you just know intuitively what that next step or task that you should be doing?
I think that's such a good question, because it's like, how the
like
do we know?
Yeah, because because overall, my impression of how I built my business is that I have no idea how I did it. And then I'm like, but I'm still waking up every day and doing something.
I would say though that as like okay, I've been in business for 5 years and stuff went wrong last year for me.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that you don't know what you're doing until something goes wrong, because technically if you just keep going and it's going right. You're doing the right things. So you don't have to question it.
Right.
And you'll know when you don't do something right. You know what I mean? Like you will.
But when it's going right, how do we know that it's what we're doing? I don't know.
What do you mean? You're
make
gaining
sense?
Instagram followers. People are signing up for your newsletter.
I know.
It's making sense to me. This is what I say all the time. I literally have no idea what I'm doing, but I know exactly what to do.
Yeah.
All the time. I know exactly what to do. It's just, I think if you're good at what you do and you like what you do, it just intuitively comes to you. I know the next step. I know what products are going to do well because I design them, because I know what I want to wear, and my audience likes these things too, and I get so excited about them, and I'm like, sorry, not in like a stuck up way, but like, I know what's going to be cool, and like, just trust me. Like, no, I could never hire a designer to, or maybe they could like help me with technical things, but I think it's just like we intuitively know, and like this new product that's coming out in July, I'm like, I just can't even talk about it for too long. I get like anxiety of excitement. Do you know what I mean? I think it's just like you intuitively just know what you need to do next. And like you're saying, sometimes you make a mistake and you're like, okay, pivot quick. Yeah. Like, and then you change
also, you are the magic of your business. So what you like and what you need help with is going to drive your business forward the same way, you know, what you like, Mads, and what you're putting out is going to drive the business forward, because technically your businesses are like your point of view and your point of view.
Taste.
Yeah.
And trust.
Taste. Yeah.
What is one time where you did need to pivot?
Oh, a recent example is our packaging. The packaging I gave you your earrings in, they're like in a little black pouch.
Yeah.
And I really liked that packaging because I thought it was cute and you could like reuse the pouch. But we had a problem with some of the shipments. Like when they're going overseas, the packages get kind of damaged, and because they're in that pouch, a lot of the earrings were getting crushed. We also had a lot of problems because they were shipping it to us just in the pouches that, you know, they had like one pouch on top of each other, that then if like they're kind of throwing around the boxes of earrings, they were getting broken. So like that was a problem that, because I'm so involved in the business, I'm seeing the customer care coming through like, hey, they just arrived broken. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Figured out it's the packaging, so now pivoted to boxes. Like, I guess it wasn't really a pivot, but just things like that is like, example. That's a mistake that I made. I make mistakes all the time on spreadsheets as well, and like forgetting to order certain things that I need. But I think I figure it out.
How do you salvage that when customers get angry? Like, do you take it personally, or you just quickly, you know, maybe give them a replacement, or like, you know, what is that like?
We always we'll replace the customer first, like, oh, okay, it's broken. What do you want? A refund or replace, or we'll send you another one. And it depends. If they say, this came broken, I'm disgusted, I waited so long for these, God. You guys have really bad reviews, blah, 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 blah. I'll be like, we're so sorry, do you want a refund, or we reship it? If they're like, hi, I'm so sorry, I love your brand, I saved up for these, you know, it came broken, I'm so disappointed, I couldn't wait for them, blah, 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 blah. I say, hi, I'm so sorry. This is the problem. This is Pia, the founder. This is what has happened. I'd love you to have some insight because I'm a small business. I'm just figuring it out. I'm sending you a new pair, plus choose anything else you want for free, and I want to send it to you. Thanks for supporting. So like, always the customer first. But if you're mean to me, then I'm like, screw you.
You're like, sorry.
Yeah. Like there's been so many times where I'm like, because I still get every email now. I'm not answering every email, but I'll answer some. I see every single one, and I'll be like at breakfast, and someone's being so mean. I'm like, hi there, this is Pia, the founder, blah, 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 blah. And they'll always reply being like, I'm so sorry. You guys are everywhere. I didn't realize you were such a small business. I'm like, yes, I see it all. So don't you mess with me. Like the funniest is when like I'll see someone I know personally, or like an influencer or someone, I know their name, and they'll be like, where's my order? I ordered it yesterday. Why isn't it shipped? And I'm just like, wow.
This is how you speak to customer service.
It's really interesting. You have like a lot of insight because you see some, I'm sure, big names come through your orders.
Yeah, and not that big. Sometimes I see some big names. I'm like, oh, major slay. But I would never send them anything because I'm like, I feel like, well, one time a really big influencer told me that she uses a fake name so that brands don't get her address and keep sending. So now I'm very respectful. I'm like, oh, if you're buying something, maybe you just want to be like a normal person that buys it and receives what you ordered. Like I'm not going to jump in and now I know your address and blah, blah, blah. I'm just going to leave it.
That makes sense.
Yeah. But then I'll always be like, are they wearing? Yeah.
Something that I love about you, the way you speak on podcasts about the people who buy your product, there's such a genuine humility and appreciation for every single order. I hear you say this all the time, and I don't know if you know that you say this, and I don't know if you know how rare it is, but you'll say, I can't believe they spent their actual money on this.
Oh,
or like,
yeah, I
they're
have said that
spending
so
their money
much.
on this. And it's so endearing and heartwarming because I think so many people, especially, I'll give a generalization, maybe in the influencer industry, it's not as like, wow, I'm so grateful that you spent $100 to buy something that I made. And I think that's what makes up the ethos of Heaven Mayhem in many ways. Even if someone's never heard you say that, I feel like that energy translates into the brand. And it's probably why I became so obsessed with it. I didn't even know who you were before.
Perfect. That's the way it should be.
Yeah, exactly. And so I would love you to touch on that because I feel like you have such a gratitude for your customer that has remained true to today, even when you could be like, it's just one order, right?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, firstly, I love that you noticed that because it's true. Like, I'm so grateful for every purchase, and it blows my mind when people, like at Stagecoach, I saw so many girls wearing. And I was just I was like with my husband, now walking past this girl, I'm like, I love your earrings, just like being a sweet girl. And she's like, you made them. I'm like, what the fuck? You know, like, I was like freaking out, like, wait, you know
She's
about
like,
this?
bitch, you made
Yeah,
it.
she was like, it was so funny. But I just like, I think it just blows my mind. Like the fact that she knew that it was my brand, I was like, oh, what? Like crazy that people spend their money. I think I'm very intentional with what I buy. I'm not just like buying crazy things, and I don't just see an order as a number. I'm like, oh, I wonder where they're going to wear it. I want, you know, it's like so personal. It's so exciting. And I'm just like so grateful that even like you were saying how you went online a few times and was thinking about it. Some of the, you can like see the stats and it'll be like one order after one session or one order.
Don't look at my stats. Please don't look at my stats. That time, I think I was on your website.
First order after like 40 sessions. So that means they've been on the website 40 times thinking about it. And I always look at that. I'm like, oh, were you like, could you not decide? Were you saving up? You know, like what is it? Like, it's just so interesting. Like every person, every order that comes through is a real person on their laptop, on their phone, thinking about, I'm going to get these to wear it with this outfit. It's just so cool to me.
What is the Heaven Mayhem girl? Who is she?
She's me. I think
so if you want to be
like,
Pia.
I think she's just all of us. Like she's just like something else I need to touch on, which relates to that is some people were asking me like, what is the Heaven Mayhem brand? Like, what's your brand language? How do you want to speak? And I'm like, okay, well, we don't want to be like funny. Like, I mean, sometimes people say I'm funny, but we don't want to say like, we don't want to be cheeky. We don't want to be like kind of tacky funny. You know how brands kind of try and be like too funny sometimes?
Sure.
Like that's not us. But we don't want to be too cool girl that we're not nice. Like we are the nicest community. We're grateful for every purchase. In no instance do we ever want to like diss on another brand or say another brand's bad quality or like anything. Like we want this Heaven Mayhem community, but it's not a club. It's not like an exclusive club that you're not in if you don't buy. Like come to our website every day, look at our blog, look at our styling stuff, and then go wear different gold earrings. But like just be in the Heaven Mayhem community. There's no like exclusive club. And I think that's like the Heaven Mayhem girl. Like she's nice. She's grateful for everything. She's just a genuine person. She loves to look good. I mean, if we like really get down to it, she's like a Hailey Bieber fan. She loves TikTok. She loves Erwan. But I think her personality is just like she's a really nice girl who always wants to look put together and cute.
Amen.
I know.
I mean, like that's
what we all
me.
want.
Yeah,
right?
that's perfect.
Well,
I
also,
would be concerned if someone was listening and like, that's not
That's
me.
yeah, like that's not what I want. No, totally.
Who are you?
Totally.
But also I think the approachability of it is, and you know, in the future could raise your prices, but I think it is, the price point is so perfect that I feel like when I buy or wear my Heaven Mayhem earrings, it's this approachable price point that gives me access to a high level look, if that makes sense. So I wear it with my, you know, like in gym clothes or a sports bra, and I just feel like it's that touch of elevation that's
what
added.
I love. Yeah.
And you feel like you are a trendy girl, but you didn't have to buy something so expensive to be a part of that energy, if that makes sense.
I couldn't agree more. And that's why I like the price point. Like I personally like dressing very simple, and I like adding accessories, and I love my Bottega bag. I love my YSL stuff, whatever. But I also don't want, okay. I don't like to say I can't afford things because it's bad for manifestation, but I choose not to spend every penny I own on designer items. It's unrealistic and like same as everyone else. So I like that it's a very accessible price point. Like you can save up for them pretty quick, or you can buy 10 pairs easily. Like we can kind of meet both of those. And I also think like if you're wearing an everyday outfit from like Aritzia kind of vibes, Heaven Mayhem goes perfectly. But then if you're also wearing like a $3,000 dress, then unless you're wearing diamonds, like you're really going to spend like $3,000 on earrings. Like I feel like Heaven Mayhem's a great addition to like any tier of the closet, and it looks really good. It's not like it looks like cheap jewelry.
No, I wear mine as leisure wear, and then I wear mine with fancy
Like going
dresses.
out.
Yeah.
Like both. I wear it, the whole spectrum.
Yeah. I love wearing like leggings, a jumper, and the earrings, slick bun, little sunglass, lip liner, done. It's like, oh,
Done.
she's
Walk
ready.
out.
Like I just feel if you have the hair nice, like it's slick, it's like not messy, and then you have the earring in,
You're
it's
done.
just a signal to everyone that she's ready.
100%.
That is
Whereas if you don't have the earring, it's like, did she just actually come from the gym? Like,
yes.
where if you have the earring, it's like, oh no, she's coming out. She's ready.
She's ready.
Yeah.
What was the feeling or the energy when Hailey Bieber wore your earrings? Or was it just like, I'm still humble, like I'm not gonna make this or whatever? No, but like, or did you really celebrate your wins? Because
I don't celebrate anything. I need to start.
Yeah.
But well, the thing is, I don't celebrate anything, but I like scream a lot. Like my friend was over, I'm like, like screaming. So like I celebrate like that, but it's not as if I'm like, guys, I'm hosting a party, like we're going out for dinner, I'm buying myself a gift. No, I don't do shit like that. But yeah, I just like I'm so happy, like excited about it. And like whenever anything exciting happens, like I'll look down at my phone when I'm driving. So naughty. I'm like, oh, this happened. I'll be driving along screaming, like I love my life. I think it's really good.
But
that's
better than
a dinner or a party.
My husband was working from home for a bit and like some fun stuff was happening and he'd be like, yay, that's so good. Oh, that's great. Oh, that's really good. And then after like the 10th thing, he's like, come with me. And I was like, oh, no, like I can't. He's like, come with me, stand up. He puts his timer and goes, we're doing 3 minutes of dance.
Oh,
and so like we just like danced a little bit and like did some celebration. So I feel like, yeah, I celebrate like that. But when Hailey wore, when she wore the first time, I was so excited because I thought she was going to wear because the stylist told me that she was taking it on her trip to New York. So I was like, get me these pap photos. Like I was kind of really watching for that period and waiting, like watching and waiting. And then I saw it in the photo. It wasn't that close up, but it was like she posted a photo of it twice in a carousel and like you could see the earrings, but they weren't that obvious. And so I was so excited. And then when she wore the second time was like so major because she posted a carousel so close up in the earrings you're wearing. Yeah.
I love these
And
ones.
it was like,
it's like your Hailey
3, 4.
I mean, I'm definitely not Hailey Bieber, but thank you for that.
3-4 post carousel. Like the earrings were the star of the show. It was like a white t-shirt and the earrings. So like,
That's all you need.
all you need.
Is a white t-shirt and these
right? That's what we're
earrings.
saying.
Yeah.
So it was so exciting because it was also the day before they were launching. It was like that couldn't
Kismet.
be more
Wow.
perfect. And I wish that I had more of a, well, no regrets, but sometimes I'm like, damn, if only I was a little more savvy. Like if that happened now, I'd be like, media, this, like jump on this story that Hailey Bieber's wearing this pre-launch, blah, blah, blah. But I was just like, slay. Let's post it.
Looks so great.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, that's great. But it was like the timing was everything. It was so perfect. And then I don't really know how, because it's not like she tagged. And we're a small brand. And at that point, I don't know how many followers we have, maybe like 20,000. So it's like not like we reached an insane amount of people saying Hailey Bieber because we reposted it. So I don't know how, now people kind of know that it's the Hailey Bieber earrings. Like I'll see on TikTok, like, Miss Hailey, maybe get these. And I'm like, what?
Oh my
It's so funny.
It's amazing how people like sniff that stuff out,
Yeah.
And the
They'll
fact that
find
you can say that Hailey Bieber wears the earrings is like so many people are making purchase decisions based upon you saying that versus them seeing Hailey in it too.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, she just has the best style.
Oh,
She love her
Really
vibes.
does.
Absolutely.
I mean, I've known Hailey Bieber, but
You know her personally?
I personally know her. We just got close this year.
yeah.
But I haven't like really dived into the world of Hailey Bieber until like a year ago. And I am obsessed with everything that she does.
I know. I think it's so like eye roll and being like, oh, Hailey and Kendall. It's like, yeah, we know, like they're it girls, like move on, like
Yeah.
Oh
whatever.
no, we
But
are
I'm sorry.
big Kendall
We're big
girlies.
Kendalls.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Kendall's, I love Hailey, love her style. But I think if I did have to swap wardrobes with anyone, it would be Kendall, just because she's so chic and she's so timeless in the day, and then she's so sexy at night, which I love. Like she's always wearing like the mini dress and like hot things.
I would say Kendall's more my style, but if I had to switch closets, I think Hailey's clothing would fit my body type better. Kendall's would not work for me.
I know.
No,
We're
me
not.
neither. Yeah,
I'm like
that's the
5'2".
thing.
No,
I'm like,
they would
you
work
look so
for you.
good in everything, and then I'm like, you're literally 10 million feet tall.
Yeah, she's tall. Kendall?
She's like 6 foot for sure.
She's 6 foot. Yeah.
She's tall.
Okay, I have a kind of a pivot question from the wins situation. Has there ever been a point in the last 2 years where you have really felt a lot of self-doubt and not confident in running this business, or maybe you felt like a sense of imposter syndrome, and what did you do to get yourself back on track?
Not really within running the business, but I think sometimes when I'm in meetings or in person with like people, maybe like influencers or celebrities or just like people older than me that have been around for so long, I feel major imposter syndrome. Like, why the fuck am I in this room? I'm so annoying. I'm embarrassed to be me. Like, I just want to like shrink a little. Like, I'm quite tall, so I feel kind of like, oh, I need to like bend down. Like, I don't want to attract attention. Like, anything I say will be dumb. Sometimes I get self-conscious about my accent. I'm like, oh, they're gonna find it so annoying. Like, I think that is where I feel the imposter syndrome. I'm like, they'll ask me what I do, and people will say, what do you do? And I'm like, oh, I have a brand. Like, I would never be like, sell myself, I think. Or like people be like, why did you move to LA? And the reason we moved is because my husband wanted to move for his brand. And then I'll be like, oh, we moved for my husband. He has a brand. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Like, hopefully you won't ask about me and I won't have to tell you, because I'm like, obviously I'm so proud of Heaven Mayhem, but I'm like embarrassed that they'll think it's like not good or something. So I think that's where the imposter syndrome comes into my life. And I haven't really dealt with it. I don't know. I guess I need to get better at dealing with it, because like I am really confident when I'm with people that don't intimidate me, but a few people intimidate me, and then I'm like, who have I become? This isn't me.
I've definitely struggled with that too. What has helped me is I explain it like it's my friend's company.
Oh, so tell me more.
So the way I saw it was, I would be in a situation with my fiance and his friends, and they would ask me like, what do you do? And I would kind of just shrink and like be like, oh, I run a account or whatever. And then my fiance would be like, no, like she does this and it's a this. And then have you ever wondered how to find like best restaurant recommendations in LA? Like she has and he will like light up as he's like talking about my business. And I noticed that, and later I asked him about it, and I'm like, wow, I wish I could talk about it the same way that you talk about it and be as confident. And maybe it's because it's mine that it does. Yeah, you don't want to brag or whatever. But he was like, no, you just need people. If you're excited about it, like people then get really interested and excited back. So then I started that tactic. And so whenever someone asks me, I kind of embody his energy of explaining it and also relating it to the person and being like, oh, have you ever had this pain point? Like that's what we solve for. And that helps them also feel really, it's not like you're pitching them or being like, well, this is my business, like selling you, whatever. But it's more about making them feel excited, because people want to be excited about what you're doing, you know? Because then when you shrink down, then they get uncomfortable too. Because think about it the other way. If anyone has ever
about it,
right? If you've asked someone what they do and they're like, oh, I just whatever, then you're like, okay, bye.
I was thinking about if you said that to me, I'd be like, okay, doesn't sound that cool.
Right?
Whereas
exactly.
If you're like, oh my god, I'd love you to check it out. Like this is his. I'd be so excited.
Totally.
And I think no one's going to sell yourself as hard as you. Like that's the thing as well. Like no one's going to work harder for you than you. That's why I do a lot and do everything.
Yeah.
Sometimes with my assistant, I'll like figure something out so quick, and she's like, "Wow, you're so smart." I'm like, "Yeah, that's why I'm the boss." You know what I mean? Like you work so hard for yourself. Yeah. But I think sometimes in rooms, I'm like, for me, a characteristic I really appreciate, and I think it's an Australian thing, like tall poppy syndrome. Don't know if you've heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to be humble. Not that I have so much to not be humble about, but I always want to be humble. So I think sometimes me being like, oh yeah, I have a brand is like, quote, humble. But really that's not humble.
It's not. It's shrinking yourself. Yeah. Look, you're never not going to be humble. Like I think we use humble as an excuse to then not even explain anything about ourselves. Where
I would
you're
say that
never
even if we're trying, even if you're like thinking that you're coming off so whatever, you
egotistical, like you're not.
You're like you could pump it up 50% more.
I agree. I think we use that because we're so afraid of coming off that way. Yeah. But we're never actually going to come off that way.
True. And also now that I'm like thinking about it, if someone does think that, I feel like that's probably on them. Like if someone said to me like, oh my God, I have a brand, I'd love you to check it out. We make the sickest dresses. Like you'd look amazing in them. We do it for summer, blah, blah, blah. I would walk away being like, she's so cool. She loves what she does. Oh my God, I want to buy something. Never in my life would I go, oh, she's stuck up bitch.
Exactly.
Yeah. And if I thought that, that's on me. Like that's an internal. So I think
and I love that spin where it's like, oh my God, you would look amazing in them. You know, because then that person is like, oh wait, I would. Like, you know?
Yeah.
It's just, I think we get in our heads about it. We need to stop over intellectualizing it and just show up for ourselves. And it's the same kind of energy as like when you walk into a room, like you knowing you're magnetic, that's not an egotistical thing. That's just a like, I'm radiating that energy and it then is a ripple effect. Then everyone else feels better because I feel good. You know what I mean? Whereas if you don't feel good, then that ripples into negativity.
I could not agree more. And I think sometimes when I show up, I bring the energy, I bring the vibes because I'm like, that's just me. And also like, I want you to feel good.
Right.
But when you came down and got me and said hi, like I've never met you. I, didn't like fully stalk you. So I'm like, what if she's like, oh, hey.
Right.
But you're like, Heaven. Like, and I'm like, oh, cool. Like, we're besties. I'm home. And like, now we bounce off each other. And now we're
and you can
great
like
friends within 10 minutes.
Right.
And I think like, you showed up with like great energy. I showed up with great, I mean, you too, but this was our moment. Our personal moment.
But that's what I like to do is that I want to make people feel comfortable and I've noticed that about myself is when I come off that way, some people might be like, oh, that might be too strong of energy or whatever. But it's like, no, I want this person to feel like, okay, I can let my guard down. Like this is a person I can trust.
Yes.
Right. And I think
I struggle with that part.
Yeah, you do.
I really struggle with that part because
part?
The part of I want people to feel like I'm someone they can trust because I grew up in a really, I grew up in the same school from kindergarten to 12th grade. It was really small, 28 kids in my graduating class.
Oh,
so I've had friends my whole life that I grew up with. And so making friends for me has always been difficult because I don't know that kind of that like, courting phase, I guess, of friends. And so sometimes I feel like I jump into the, you can trust me and like you could tell me everything and da-da-da-da-da so fast that other people I feel like aren't used to that, and then I get insecure that I allowed the trust to be there too fast, if that makes sense.
Sure, but I think
that's in my head.
Yeah,
I think that's
in your head.
Yeah.
I think it's more about just an energy you show up as. Yeah. I've always been a very obviously big presence and energy. Yeah. I don't think you need to be loud to embody this, but it was a shift in me where I was like, when I walk into a room, your instinct might be like, okay, let's make everyone feel better. Like I wanted to, but actually by you showing up as your best self, you might think that's selfish, but it's the complete opposite.
Yeah.
It's everyone else then is like, oh wait, I want that energy. Oh, okay. And then they match you and then you're the fucking star and you're the show.
Okay. But that's the difference between the two of us. Okay. You've always been able to walk into a room and change the energy for better or for worse. Always. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm someone who walks in and soothes the room.
That's fine. But
no, it's terrible for me. No, it's fucking terrible for me. No, it is.
That's needed sometimes.
In your life.
Yeah.
I can't have 10 friends like you.
Yeah, exactly.
And I can't have 10 friends like you. Like you need everyone to bring something different to the table. I think if I leave a friendship or a conversation, whatever, an interaction, and I feel good about it, like I think I showed up nicely. I listened. I provided some feedback. I was motivational. I love like being, like you're saying, like inspiring, motivational. Like I like doing that. Like, you're starting a business? Why don't you do this? Tell me more. Like that's what I like to do.
Yeah.
If I think I've ticked all those boxes, I'm good.
Yeah.
Like you tell people you like trust, and then you tell people, you can trust me. You've ticked that box. Like if they don't want to trust you, no worries. That's on them. Like I just think, I don't know. I'm so caught up because like, everyone says all the time like, not everyone can like you. And I'm always like, why not?
I know. It's so hard.
I'm a delight.
It's so hard to deal with.
I'm a delight.
True. Like sometimes people just don't gel with you. And then I'm always like, like I'm saying, like, what the fuck, why? But then I meet people and I'm like, yeah, didn't vibe. But I don't hate you. I don't dislike you. I just didn't vibe. So I think it's the same.
I really love that you have like criteria. If you leave a conversation or an interaction and you're like, did I get X, Y, and Z? Was I this way with this person? It's like a positive
Can we
interaction,
write down our criteria?
which is I want to write down mine because I'm thinking of mine even like now. But that's something so powerful where. Because I find myself like leaving conversations and it's not as intentional or it's not. But if I leave it, I'm like, oh no, that was successful because I showed up kindly. I was myself. My energy wasn't drained and I helped them.
Mm-hmm. And it also takes the pressure off of it's like what you can control versus you can't control what they thought of it, how they how they
but
judged
as long
it.
as you feel like you showed up correctly. And like, I don't do it every conversation and I'm not
of course,
waiting there in my head like, hang on, have I done this one? Have I done that one? But I think it's important to just have it in mind. A couple of months ago, this was like a bit of a wake-up call to me, but also I feel like this person was potentially a little sensitive. So I was like at an event and it was really busy and I was on my way out and I'd said bye to like 10 people. I was trying to get out. I was like just so busy. And then I saw her and she's like, hey, how are you? And I was like, hey, oh my God, I'm exhausted. I'm on my way out. Like, good to see you. I thought it was fine. I left, didn't think about it again. She called me and I was like, hello. Like, we're not very good friends. Like, we barely have each other's numbers. So I was like thinking like, are you okay? Like, you know, so weird. She was like, are we good? Like, you were pretty rude to me. You didn't really give me any time. And I was like, oh my God, like that is not me. I was like, I'm so sorry. Oh, I was literally just thinking about myself and trying to get out of there. So I'm so sorry that it came across like that. Like, obviously that wasn't my intention, blah, blah, blah. And so like I'm saying, I feel as though maybe she took it a little more sensitively because I really was just leaving.
Yeah.
But I think it's really important to just show up. And then I was thinking about it like, I probably didn't show up like the way I should have, even though, I was on my way out. But you should always have enough time for people.
Yeah.
I've also been in so many situations with people who are kind of like, hi, how are you? Oh my God. Okay, yeah. I've like looking around, they're busy, they got to go. And you always just feel like, what? You can't give me 2 fucking minutes?
Totally.
Like, I'm not important.
And they're looking for like the next best person to speak to.
They've got to rush for some reason. Like, unless you actually leaving the door or like, you know, your car's parked and like you got to, whatever, you actually have to leave. I think it's so important to give people the time of day. And like, I hope that if someone comes up to me at Coachella and they tell me they like my earrings and then next to them is Hailey Bieber being like, Pia, hi, for example, I'm going to wait and listen to the person that was speaking to me first and always give everyone the correct time of day, you know.
Absolutely.
That's so important.
Everyone just wants to be treated like they matter, like they're valued, that you see them. Like it's just as simple as that. Like seriously. Like I've been having without getting into too many details, like just an issue or something that's come up with a friend, and I was like, I don't know how to show up for this person because I'm in such a good spot. They're struggling and I'm like, I don't want that energy, but it's like, I also want to be there for them. Like, what do I do? But I don't want to take on whatever. And my friend was like, when I'm in those situations, like I always think like, how would I want to be? How would I want to be treated? And it's like, yeah, if I was in her situation, I'd want to be checked on. I'd want me to give advice. I want to be there to listen. Like, I don't have to take on that energy or make it, you know, but I do have to be there for that person and make sure they know they matter, you know?
I think that's it. And maybe they're like, I don't want to be checked on because it's annoying. It makes me feel like you're reminding me that I'm in this place.
Right.
But I want this. And like, maybe that's a conversation, but I think just making sure that people know they matter is so important.
What that girl did is actually, I mean, maybe she needs different things out of friends, or maybe you said that she was being sensitive, but I was like, damn girl, like she fucking called you.
Yeah,
like, that is so amazing because I wouldn't do that. I would sit there and
I would
like,
stew, and I'd probably like next time I saw you be like, oh, there's Pia.
But she was like, I was thinking about it. I wasn't going to say anything. And then I was going to text you. And then I just thought I'd call you. And I was like, I'm so glad you called me. Because if I opened my phone to like a long message being be like, huh? Oh my, like, I was just like, I'm so glad that you can hear my voice.
And the inflections.
Yeah, because I was like, oh my gosh. Like, you know, I feel like on text I'd be like, what? I'm so sorry. But, you know, I just think it like, and also totally fine now. I'm like,
Wow,
good for
very
that
good.
girl.
I know. I was gonna
Shit,
say
man.
she's great at confrontation. I'm
gonna take a note from that.
I need to take a leaf out of her book.
And also, it's like immediately, right? Like she called you immediately versus sitting there
and stewing on it.
There's so much about us, I think, in human interactions, especially as you said. I love that you said around intimidating people. There's so much that we just make up in our heads about the situation, and it gets so on this feedback loop that gets insane. And if you could just call them and be like, hey, are we good? Did I do something, etc., it just squashes it immediately. And it allows for you to have a human moment of like, sorry, I was rushing, and she gets it, and you guys can move on.
Yeah.
All right, should we ask our last question?
We should. So we ask every woman who comes on OK Sister Podcast this, if you could brag about one thing and you can't be humble.
Now we're talking about humble.
What would you brag about?
Honestly, I really love the question. I would brag about Heaven Mayhem. I really think it's the coolest brand. I'm so proud of it. I love it. I love seeing people wear it. I love seeing people in the wild wearing it. I just can't believe that it's my brand and people are wearing it, and I think it's really fucking cool.
I concur.
Amen.
Completely.
Amen. All right, just tell everyone where they can buy, where they can follow you, everything.
Well, firstly, thanks for having me on. This was a really amazing conversation. I think we had a great chat, but also I feel like I learned new things. I'm excited. I feel like this was a great combo. And I love you guys, and I'm glad we met. So that's it. Where you can find me, Pia Mance, Instagram, Pia Mance, TikTok, and then Heaven Mayhem Instagram, Heaven Mayhem _ unfortunately, but like you'll find it. Heaven Mayhem _ Heaven Mayhem on TikTok, and then heavenmayhem.com. We're also on a few other websites, but you should buy it on heavenmayhem.com.
Yes, definitely. Yes, 100%. We'll link it all in the show notes.
Okay, sisters. Love you.
Bye. Yes, so perfect.
That was so great, girls.
Thank you so much for coming on.
I really
that was
feel
awesome.
Like we're besties.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That was great.